here as we go through past this very ominous military base here. Lots of dodgy stuff going on in here. Oh, look at that! There's a tank in there as well. One day we'll get our train in there and see what's going on. Oh, so look at that. That's the steam shunting locomotive license. Do I want to get that? Well, for now, we're quite early in our career, so we need to just start small, I guess, with this little old shunter. Just move some cargo around the map, make some money, get some more licenses, haul some longer trains. Yeah, if you do everything right and you don't screw things up, you can make some money and you can drive more trains. So hopefully that's what we'll be doing. Have a look at the speed limit coming up, and oh no, we got 50, we've got to slow down, we're going way too fast. Oh no, we don't want to derail, we can't derail this early in our career. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is episode 2 of career mode, and I just thought I'd insert a bit of toilet humor there. This is the second episode of Derail Valley Simulator career mode, and it's now 6:30 in the morning, more or less. We are at Machine Factory and Town. I put a card up above if you haven't seen episode 1 yet. You might want to check that out. So you might want to go ahead and do that if you haven't already. But yes, in this episode we'll be looking at doing a few jobs here at Machine Factory in Town. And I kind of got my eye on that deliver excavators job right there. But to do that one, we do need this train length 1 license, which we don't currently have at the moment. That allows you to pull up to 10 carriages behind you. At the moment you can only do 4 when you first start your career. So I might just go ahead and purchase train length 1, because I've got $24,000 in my wallet there, as we can see. So it kind of makes sense to me if we're going to be doing career mode. It's a toss up between that and manual service at the moment, but to be honest with you, I don't think manual service is quite worth it in the beginning of the game, and I'll go through that towards the end of this video after we do a job here in this episode as to why that is. I've got 24k. I'm thinking I'll just go ahead and get long train 1. The shunter can handle a good amount of weight, and there are some shunting jobs here that we can do as well. I think overall I probably prefer the freight hauling and hauling jobs, I guess, more than the shunting, I guess. But shunting is an option as well. We can go ahead, and we do need to get a license to do the shunting jobs. But I think, in all honesty, I'm going to go ahead and just get long train 1, and I'm going to go ahead and just do that excavator job that I was looking at just now, which I'll bring back on the screen shortly. That job there for 11k, and yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do that for this episode here. The shunting jobs, as you can see there, a few of them have some hazmat requirements and things like that, but this one here I think is the one that we will do. So Machine Factory in Town, we'll just take a run up to Iron Ore Mine West, and it's 161 tons, so the shunter should handle that easily doing that run. So in order to meet the requirements for doing this job, I do need to purchase that train length 1. Oh, it's telling me that I need to clear out my fees from the last job first. And I've got a nice small copay at the moment. It's only $100 to get rid of all the fees. And I'll just show you what the fees are basically made up of. And I did go through this just briefly at the end of the last episode there. And yeah, I've got a card up above as well if you haven't seen that episode yet. But yes, there's a number of fees there. It's, as you can see, it's almost $8,000, but we can clear out the fees just using our copay. And that copay is only $100 at the moment. Now the thing with getting long train 1 is once you get long train 1, your copay sneakily starts to go up. So it's $10,000 to get that, but what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and get that now. Yay, we have a new train license, and yay, all our fees are going up. Ah no. So we can see there it's plus $1,900 the copay gets increased. So including your $100 existing copay, your new copay is now $2,000 with this long train 1. So just go ahead and put the old license in the old backpack there, just keep it nice and safe. But for the moment, I think we've got our long train 1, so we'll go ahead and just do this job, I think. And we'll take these excavators from Machine Factory, which is where we are, just north up to Iron Ore Mine West. It's a nice easy run, to be honest with you. It's a milk run. It's going to be downhill for most of the way, and it's going to net us 11k just for doing that. So it's a 28-minute job, more or less. It's 7 a.m. in the morning. We do get a time bonus for doing it in less than 28 minutes. which I think we'll be able to easily achieve in this episode, because you know how we do things around here. Maybe. Alright, enough of that. Let's get over to our trusty old shunter, which has just been serviced because we've cleared out all those fees, so we should have a full load of oil and fuel. And we can see our excavators there in the distance, just waiting for us to nab them and take them up to Iron Ore Mine West. So first thing to do, well, what I'm going to do here is just have a look at the lay of the land here, and just make sure that we go ahead and just set our points ahead of time, just to make things easy for ourselves, because you don't want things to be difficult. We really don't. It's always good just to. I think that's all good there already. Yep, very good. So just set some of these points, and we'll get moving. So inside, we'll just go ahead and just look at all our fuel and oil levels. So they're all good, no problems there. Ignore that buzzing sound, that's going to go away very shortly. Let's go ahead and just start this thing up. Right, so just go ahead and set our lights. You can see our engines just merrily idling away at what looks like about 700 RPM. Just set our lights up. I'll go 2 levels there on the headlights just to give us a little bit of lighting. Got our red light on the back, which is very good, which is what we do want. And we've got some nice brights on the front. Not high beam, that's like mid beam. Weather's a little bit bad this morning, a little bit kind of soggy. So we'll keep the lights on mid beam for now, and we might drop that back to just low beam later if the sun comes out. Let's just go ahead and horn, pull forward, and we just need to roll forward just a little bit here, and then once we pass through the one of those switches up ahead, we'll be able to just reverse once we set that switch, and then we'll back into the yard, to the adjacent yard on the right hand side of us basically. On the right hand side coming up here, we can see there's some towers and things like that. That's actually the military base in there, so lots of kooky stuff happens in there, I'm sure. So maybe we'll get to a point in our career where we can actually start to do some super secret government work, because we can see there that there's a few super secret things going on in the military area there. Just need to hop out here and just set this switch, this point, and that will take us over to the right hand side. No, sorry, that is going to the right hand side. We need to set it to go straight into the yard, into that adjacent yard. Right, okay, very good. Let me just make sure that everything is, we're headed the right way here, because we need to head north. So yeah, that's north, because there's no map markers in career mode, at least just yet. I'm playing on realistic mode, so them's the brakes. Yes, we want to head north. So our locomotive is facing the correct way, so let's just get the brake off, reverse her into reverse, and let's get this thing moving backwards. Just let everyone know that we are backing up. And the way that we've set these points now, we should just be led straight into our excavators, obviously at a respectable speed, not at 100 miles an hour. That would not be ideal. So you can see there that that first set of points is set correctly. This set of points here is set good. But this set here needs to be changed, so let's just do that. We didn't do that just now. Missed that one. And I'll just get ready on the handbrake here to slow the train a bit. Not the best way to do it, I realize. And just get on the brakes a bit more there. Need to make sure we don't ruin our precious cargo. caused a little bit more locomotive damage there, but yeah, got to get better at doing that. Here's our load of excavators. Now the first thing I do before I do hook up to a load of cargo is just confirm the wagon numbers on the job. You can see there's CFF 607, that's the first one. And if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have a look, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then at the very end there I can see 2 sets of tracks, 1, 2 of caterpillar treads I should say. So there's 6 and 7 at the very end. So this is basically it here, our load of excavators that the iron ore mine needs to help them to mine their iron. So let's get these excavators north, shall we? Just go ahead and hook everything up here, brake hoses, couplings, let the air valves open, so that they can charge the train up with air, and then just make sure these handbrakes are off, which they are. Well, normally it's either the first or last wagon that has the handbrakes on, so we just need to do our little marathon run early in the morning here. Hopefully we've had our coffee because it's quite early in the morning. There we go, that's the handbrake that needed to be released. So one thing you can do as well is you can get a red lantern, and you can put a red lantern on the back of these wagons as far as I know. But in career mode here, we're starting off with a very bare inventory right now. So there are shops littered around or sprinkled around the map that you can enter, and you can buy all sorts of accessories. I want to get that expert shovel actually, I can't wait to pick that up. So that when we start driving those steam locomotives, we'll be able to use that expert shovel to give us some more, I guess. Oh, look at those hills in the background. Oh, wow. They're so imposing. That's the way we're going. Yeah, so the expert shovel, anyway, allows you to do more fine-tuning in the firebox, and I think that's going to give a more realistic experience. So one thing I realized is I didn't apply any brakes on the locomotive when I left it, so that's a big no-no. But we're on level ground here, so yes. Right, let's get moving. Let's go forwards. Yes, forwards. Our amp meter just jumped up there. You can see the red needle on the brake gauge is at 0, so brakes are off. So we should have no trouble here moving forwards out of the yard. Just keep our speed in check when you're in the yard, obviously. Don't want to go too nuts. Let's see, you've got about 400 amps on the old ammeter. And if we have a quick look here, we are hauling 161 ton this morning, which I think for the shunter is quite shouldn't be an issue. Basically, I've seen that the shunter in this new Derail Valley simulator update, which is what I'm playing here, can do about 300 to 400 ton ish, maybe at a stretch. Depends on the inclines as well, but we've got a level, you know, basically all level ground today, and even some downhills coming up. So just ring this horn a few times here as we go through past this very ominous military base here. Lots of dodgy stuff going on in here. Oh, look at that! There's a tank in there as well. Oh, okay. Got to be careful there. Who knows all the military goings on that happens in that military base. One day we'll get our train in there and see what's going on. But for now, we're quite early in our career, so we need to just start small, I guess, with this little old shunter. Just move some cargo around the map, make some money, get some more licenses, haul some longer trains, and then get some licenses to drive some more trains, some different types of locomotives. So that is the hope anyway in career mode, isn't it? You just got to start small, and then basically, yeah, if you do everything right and you don't screw things up, you can make some money and you can drive more trains. So hopefully that's what we'll be doing as part of this career playthrough. Right, okay, so we're almost out of the yard here. Once we pass through the last of these points, I'll go ahead and just put the power on, and then we'll be speeding out of here. We'll just wait for the end of the train to pass through those points first, more or less. And we can see that in front of us we'll have, I think we'll have a very easy run, I must say. Like I said, it's mostly level or downhill to the iron ore mine west, so we'll just give that a few more seconds and then we'll put the power on. I think we're safe to start now actually, so let's just go. Right, so let's go ahead and just put the map down here on the dashboard. And so yes, basically we're here, Machine Factory. You can see there it's mostly a straight run. There is a bit of a curve to the left and then a hook around to Iron Ore Mine West, which is our destination today. And we can see there that we have a 100 kilometer an hour speed limit ahead of us. So just letting this thing coast down, well not coast, but just adding a bit of power, and this thing's just picking up speed like no one's business right now, because we do have a downhill. So our amps are really low, our engine's just pottering away, but the train is picking up quite a bit of speed, so probably we're not going to hit 100k now, obviously, because one thing I've found with these speed limits in the game is that they do change rather abruptly. You might have a 100k now, and see it's minus 1.7% grade, so we're going down a hill, and the speed limit has changed back to 80 just now as well, so just got to be careful where we how fast we go here. Right, so we don't have a marker GPS on our map in career mode, unfortunately. So, ooh, okay, let's. Alright, speed's kind of creeping away from us here. Always keep an eye on your speed. Have a look at the speed limit coming up, and oh no, we got 50. We've got to slow down. We're going way too fast. We're doing 70 right now. Oh no, we don't want to derail. We don't want to derail. No derailing allowed. This is only our second career episode. We can't derail this early in our career. Oh, here comes the curve. Here comes the curve. Got to get that speed down. It's not so bad, I think. Oh, it could have been worse though. See what happens if you let the speed just creep away. If we were doing 80 just then, and we were just coming up to 70, so if we were at 80, it would have been much more of a abrupt brake application. Now just imagine we're doing that in the rain, and you're going down this hill as well. You lock the wheels up and you get into all sorts of strife. So that's one thing to just note with this is those speed limits. If it's raining, just take, I don't know, at least 20% off that, I reckon, especially if you've got a long train as well. Now just note, we do have a long train because we just bought our long train 1 license, so we're using our little shunter here just to do some mainline duties. So you really got to take it easy and not go overboard with this stuff when you're driving these little engines with a fair amount of weight on the back. Things can get away from you. So anyway, we made it. See, already it's there. It's 40k an hour limit. Ooh, but we've got a little bit of a hill now, so just do the needful before the tunnel here, and we should be going up a hill now, so the speed's going to be just dropping down a little bit, I think. We're going to put some heat into the traction motor, or motors. Yep, you can see the heat rising in those motors already. Putting some load on the back. Putting some load on this engine now. Oh, and I must say that tunnel, those excavators kind of just clear the top of the tunnel there, it seems. Yeah, we're building a bit of heat in those motors, nothing too crazy. And we're here already. Okay, so oh no, one thing I alright. Yep, okay. I've got to get better at doing this, folks. Sorry about that. One thing I didn't do is just have a look at where we need to drop these this load off. And we can see there it does say B2I, which is conveniently right over there. And we should have known that before entering the yard. Well, I should have known that, so I could have set the switches. But you know what? Instead of awkwardly stopping and reversing, I'm just going to go to the other end of the yard and just back it into that siding there, which is right there in the middle of the screen. B2I. So we'll go straight ahead into the tunnel more or less. Then I'll hop out, set the switch into B2I. You know what? I'm going to turn off our mid beam and just go back to low beam. Because the sun's out now. It's not quite raining anymore, which is good. Just let everyone know that we're here. Right. So B2I is going to be more or less. We need to set that point right there, but we need to get the entire train past there first, so that we can back up into those points. So I need to go into this tunnel a little bit here, and it's just a bit of a guessing game as to exactly where to stop this thing. But I'll just start applying the brakes because we're doing a bit of speed here. So let's just put the brake on. Right, and just awkwardly stop here in the tunnel. Ooh, look at that, they've modelled a little bit of rust there, it seems, on the top of the wagon frame. I think I probably went a little bit too far into this tunnel in hindsight, but just think it's better than not going far enough and then running all the way out here and finding that your last wagon hasn't cleared the set of points yet. So let's just go ahead and make sure that we do set these points up. So we do want to go off to the left here, first thing. And then we do want to keep going left. And just a bit of a tutorial, I guess, for those of you who haven't quite played Derail Valley much. How to get your wagons into the right area. So we want to go to B2I. So we need to go set that one to the right. So that will take us right into B2I, which is where we need to be, basically. So yes, with our points set, we can go ahead now and just do our run back to the locomotive. And I'll just do that now, and then we'll start backing up. Got a bit of an echo going there in the tunnel, as you'd expect. Right, all those amps just shoot right up there. Oops, brakes are still on. That's probably why. Let those brakes just release. Now this is the part where you want to make sure that you set everything up correctly behind you. Otherwise, yes. Oh, look at those amps. I think the brakes are still coming off there a little bit. Don't want to go too fast here. But if we've done everything right here, or if I've done everything right, I'm going to put the blame on myself, not involve you all in my deficiencies, and just say if I've done everything right or wrong. But yes, if everything is right, we should just be backing our entire train into that correct siding, and not into some other random siding where it's going to smash into a whole bunch of other carriages. I guess we'll find out very shortly if we hear a big kablonk, and then we just awkwardly stop. Let's see what happens. And as we would have it there, everything looks fine. We are going into B2I, which is exactly where we want to be. So I'll apply the brake shortly once we go through these points and end up going straight. So let's put the brakes on. Right, so with that we can stop the train. Just put the brake on a little bit harder there. I want this thing to kind of stop already because you don't want to end up going too far and then going out the other side of the yard. Right, we'll go ahead and just shut this thing down. And there's the station office right there, so we just need to do a quick sprint towards there and validate our job card, and that will spit out our money. And so let's just turn everything off here first and apply the handbrake. I'm just going to go ahead and just uncouple for now. I'm not going to touch the brake hoses, but I will close the brake valve. And I think we're all good. We can start going to the station office. Actually, sorry. Should just take the map with me just in case. Otherwise, we'll end up in lost and found. All right, let's go to that station office. Okay, so this is Iron Ore Mine West. Now, if you did watch my rather fun drive the entire map video, which I just did recently, card up above as well if you haven't seen that just yet. I did end up here just very recently at the Iron Ore Mine West, and yes, we did take on some water here. We're driving the little steam shunter, and that was quite the adventure indeed. So yeah, if you're interested in that video, go ahead and check it out. But yes, for the moment, we are here, and we'll go ahead and validate our job. And yes, we reached the time bonus as well. So we did the job in a stately 23 minutes instead of the required 28 minutes. So we got a bit more extra cash for doing that. And so yeah, our wallet's kind of charged up a bit now, a little bit more. So just having a look here, we are at Iron Ore Mine West, and we did come from a machine factory in town just now. There are some jobs here, and it looks like a lot of these jobs are going to, well, the hauling jobs are going back to steel mills. So that's something for, yeah, there's some shunting jobs here. There's one goods factory in town, but that's a logistical haul. All the freight haul jobs are basically the ones we can do at the moment, not these logistical haul ones. We don't have a license for those yet. So all the ones in green with the green banner are the ones we can do, but those green banner, the haul jobs, freight haul, all go to steel mill. So yeah, that's something to just be mindful of. I'm not really going to do any shunting jobs potentially, although they do turn out a bit of money. It's a quick way to get some money, and you stay in the same yard. But anyway, let's go and just have a look at some of these other licenses and just see what we can do. I'm not sure. What should we do next? We'll just have a look at our fees. And oh yeah, so just that little run has cost us $3,800, but we can see there that our copay's gone up to 2K. So $2,000 to clear the fees. We don't have to pay that 3.8. We just need to pay 2K. So that's interesting. Let's just have a look and see what this is made up of. So I'm just going to do a quick calculation here. If I was to get the manual service license, and you need to pay for that first, and if I was to manually service this locomotive, and so that includes everything, including this little emissions fee of $40 as well, I would be paying a grand total of $1,942.50. Now that's as opposed to paying my copay, which is currently $2,000. So really, if I was to purchase the manual servicing license right now, I would only be saving about $60 or so by manually servicing this locomotive. If I was to just do it that way. And the manual service license as well does cost money to even get that in the first place. So we can see there manual service is 20 grand to even buy that license, and then you'll be saving about 50 odd dollars in fees by manually servicing, if I've got it right. Now, if you do go ahead and get train length 2, your insurance copay goes up to 10K, okay? Now, not too sure how that works just yet. Does that mean you're paying 10K to clear your fees if the fees are less than 10K? I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comments below anyway what you think. But what I'm thinking of doing right now anyway is probably not getting manual service just yet. I might get manual service after I get this train length 2 potentially, because it might work out, it might be worth it, I guess, in that scenario. But for the moment, I think what I might do is, and I am kind of eyeing off that steam engine there in the distance. You know what? I'm thinking that I'm going to get a steam engine license, and you know what? I'm going to get the S060 license. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, okay, I need to clear the fees first. So 2 grand, that's fine. Go ahead and just pay that. Hang on. Let's just confirm that first. Yay. clear. Fees are cleared for just 2K. Yep, so the S060. Oh, so look at that. That's the steam shunting locomotive license. Do I want to get that? Do I want to get it? Of course I do. Okay, well, this has been a very, very excellent episode, I think, because we have just gotten a license for the 060, okay? And I'm just going to put that in my backpack. Can you tell that I'm a little bit excited here? I'm going to be able to drive our little steam shunter in career mode very shortly. So, yes, I think that is a cause for some form of celebration. Actually, one thing to kind of be wary of is I'm not sure what the costs are going to be for running the steam locomotive. That's going to be interesting, actually. So, yes, anyway, in the next episode, we're going to find out just how expensive it is probably to run a steam locomotive. So anyway, we are now at $8,900 in the old wallet, basically. So we're just taking a little bit of a chunk of change in purchasing the... yeah, we're not going to be able to get manual service anytime soon now. We're going to have to do a few more jobs. So anyway, that's for future episodes there. Let me know below what you think anyway of my thought process here of not getting manual service just yet. Really, really interested and keen in getting your feedback as always. Really appreciate your viewership and your thoughts and your feedback. I think manual service, I'll leave it for now. We'll see how we go with the steam shunter if we manage to pick that up maybe in the next episode. What I might do is I might just go ahead and move the shunter and maybe just head south down to Sawmill and maybe see if I can't get the steam locomotive, can't find the steam shunter. So maybe off camera I'll just go ahead and jump into the shunter here and I'll drive that all the way south and just see if I can't find that steam shunter, and we'll pick up episode 3 at the Sawmill or something like that, or City Southwest, wherever we might find the steam shunter. What does everyone think? I think that's probably a good idea. So anyway, let's just hop into this shunter here. I'm just going to move it forward a little bit and just separate it from this train. Right, well that's it folks. Thanks so much for watching once again. Really hope you enjoyed this second episode of the career mode. We've made a little bit of a start here, I guess, in career, haven't we? We've taken our little shunter on 2 episodes so far. But I'm thinking next episode is probably going to be steam shunter if I can get away with it. Now that we've got the steam shunter license, so we can drive that old locomotive. As I said, I might just head off camera down to the south west corner there to Sawmill and see if I can't find that steam shunter, and then maybe we'll see if we can do episode 3 using the old steam shunter. No manual license, no manual service license I should say, just yet. So we'll be relying on the old copay of $2,000 to clear our fees in the steam loco. I think that should be fine, to be honest with you. I think it's really only once you get to Long Train 2 that you may want to consider manual servicing potentially. I'm not too sure. Anyway, once again, let me know in the comments what you think. And yes, thanks again for watching, and if you enjoyed this content and you haven't yet subscribed, please feel free to do so, and I shall catch you all in the next one.